ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. وعليكم السلام عبد القادر, how are you? Inshallah, just a quick lesson today regarding the service period. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Okay. Types of service period. There's two types of service period. Either it's going to be a khulwa or it's going to be a riyada. Okay? So, when you serve any Quran chapter or specific ayat, or even conjurations, there's two ways they can be done. Some would require a seclusion. Others can be done in an exercise. Well, what's the difference? The rules for seclusion is everything in the exercise period with extra rules, okay? So let's cover the exercise period and the riyada first. First thing you need to do is go vegan and avoid anything that is meat and its byproducts, okay? On top of that, there's a few foods that you have to avoid, like vinegar. You can replace this with lemons or lime, okay? You avoid salt. Why do we avoid salt? Because it creates a layer in your energy field that will be a barrier between you and all spiritual beings, okay? Dates. Why do we avoid eating dates and tamr? Because we are trying to contact the spiritual beings that are connected to the specific verses or that are connected to this conjuration. Now, dates, on the other hand, if someone is fearing magical attack, for example, if they eat 7 dates a day, it will create a barrier around the energy field, and it will be very difficult for them to be under magical attack or be under the influence of hasad or evil eye. So this is during the riyada period, they have to be avoided, okay? What else? Foods that leave bad taste in the mouth or bad smell in the mouth, like garlic and onions, they also should be avoided. Honey, because it goes against the vegan diet, same with all the dairy products, okay? Now, during the riyada period, keep all talking and socializing to an absolute minimum, okay? And no gossip, not too much joking, no too much laughter. Be as serious as you can during this period. Then the level above the regular exercise will be the severe exercise, or ashad al-siyam, severe fasting. That means you do all of this, and on top of that, you do the Ramadan style fast, okay? Then at the evenings, after Isha prayer, you do khilwa layliyah. So you apply all the rules of seclusion in that time period. a few things that you will need to have with you. A censer, something to burn the bukhur with, okay? And hold the fahm and the charcoal, okay? This has to be either clay or stone and not brass, because brass will burn any terrestrial jinn. You'll need your prayer mat and a ceramic bowl, pure ceramic bowl, yeah, nothing with any writing on it or anything extra on it, okay? And a pen and a paper pad. Now, what do you need for the seclusion? The rules are a little bit more intense for seclusion. Is no one can see you and you can't see anyone. You're far away from society. So you're either in a mountain or you're in a farm or you're out near the desert, you're in a cave. So the location of the seclusion is dependent on which conjuration or which ayat are you serving. And each one would require a different location. Some will tell you, go to a cave that is facing the sea. Others will say a cave that is facing the desert. Others won't stipulate anything like this, but you have to be in a very high location, high elevation, okay? So this is dependent, location is dependent on what you're actually doing. So if you're going with the Jaljalutiyah, for example, that will require somewhere with a high elevation, a room that does not have a roof. Okay, before entering the seclusion, you'll have to pay off all your debts. So you don't owe anyone any money. You will also have to leave your family enough money for the time period that you're gone, whether you're gone for 40 days or longer, however long it is, they have to have more than enough for their own needs, okay? And treat it very seriously. Treat it as if you're entering into your grave, because a lot of people go into seclusion and don't come out of it. So treat it very seriously. Now, let's go back to the Riyadha. There's different types of Riyadha, depending on what you're serving. Some will tell you at night only you do your recitation. So you do your recitation after Isha prayer only. Others will tell you you do it morning and night. Others will tell you after each prayer you have your specific recitation. Others will tell you only night seclusion. Others will say both, after each prayer and night seclusion. So let's take an example, the Barhatiyah. Will be 45 times after each prayer, then 100 times as a night seclusion. What are the rules of the night seclusion? Night seclusion is still part of the Riyadha because you're not leaving the city, okay? So you're still in the city, but you're doing it like in your house, but you need a private room. So no one enters and no one exits. It's just you in there. From the period after Isha up to Fajr, okay? Sleep is to the minimum. And you will sleep while sitting up and not while you're lying down. You don't lie down to sleep. You just sleep only when you have to, okay? each conjuration and each verse will have to be done in its own way with its own specific numbers of timing. Don't add or subtract. Don't do it more times or fewer times than what is absolutely necessary for this specific verse or for the specific conjuration that you're doing. That's very important. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That's the end of the lesson. Until next time.